Hi, beautiful people. I hope that you're doing great. I just wanted to come in here and talk about something that's been coming up in my own life. When I'm journaling, when I'm meditating, when I'm just contemplating, reflecting, or just really talking to people around me. And that's the idea of choosing an unconventional life. Unconventional, quote unquote, or something that hasn't been socially accepted. I just want to give a little disclaimer. I understand there are nuances and context specific situations where things just are not as passable. I'm just talking from my own reflective space. And I also understand everybody's experience is different. So I just wanted to put that out there. What I mean by unconventional life or unconventional path is that if you are the only person who decides to move to another country, for example, or if you are the only person who chooses to create life that's not based on the principles of success or societal principles of success, like acquiring things that other people around you are acquiring, and you are not there yet, or you want something completely different, your value system isn't based on what society is pretending or putting forward as successful. And the truth is, that can be really hard. It can be really hard, and at the same time, it can be really rewarding. Because from my experience, tuning in and understanding what I want from my life and what steps I want to take next is not only rewarding, it usually puts you on a very specific path through which you can find your voice. And because you are consciously choosing to go on that path based on your gut feeling, your intuition, or whatever principles have guided you through and to that path, what usually happens is you end up living a very extraordinary life full of really unique experiences that are very unique to you. I'm not saying that you can't have those experiences if you don't choose anything but unconventional path. In this situation, what I mean by unconventional path is just the contrast between what society is telling you the idea of success is, and that's what you must follow, and anything else in between or other than. If you're the only person from your family who chose to move to another country, start a life for yourself, or if you really want to open a little coffee shop and a bookshop somewhere in Cape Town, like this girl wants to do one day, you know what? Like, having that thought in your mind, having that desire, having that dream that's very unique to you is a beautiful thing. And it doesn't have to measure to any idea of what society thinks success means or what your family means when they say you need to find a job that's stable so you can become successful. Again, each to their own. But from my experience, I found when I become a bit more braver in my life, when I decide to follow that intuition, whether that's to say goodbye to a person that I know deep down is not good for me, whether that's a friendship or romantic relationship, or whether I choose to take that leap of faith and move to another country that I've been fascinated about for so long, like South Africa. And when you take that leap, what I realized on the other side of that, there's always something waiting for you. There's an opportunity that is just too good to be true, or there is something about yourself that you need to discover or explore through that experience. It took me a while to know the difference between my intuition and anxiety. As a highly intuitive person, as a Cancer star sign, I feel very connected to myself, and my inner world is very important to me. So it was years of practice of tending to my inner self and my inner world to understand. Um, to understand that when I'm being guided towards something, when I'm being pulled towards something, whether that's anxiety or whether that's my intuition speaking to me. And I think it's a beautiful thing. I think it's a gift that I found helps me navigate the world better. And I would encourage all of you to find a courage, be a bit braver today. Because in a world in which there's just so much happening around us, whether that's on a global scale, but also there's just so much pressure on individual level to always measure up to these unrealistic expectations. The truth is, we don't all want the same things. There is enough for everybody. And each unique individual dream is so precious and so unique. And that usually brings you to a next stage in your life. And that's how I feel. I feel excited and grateful and appreciative to be where I am right now, because I can feel it is guiding me to another level in my life. So yeah, just wanted to share a little message to be braver and to trust yourself, because you have everything already. You don't actually need anything else. You have acquired and accumulated all the skills necessary for you to do the next thing, the next brave thing for your life. And you know what? I know it's hard to show up. I know it's hard to have your voice being heard. But I think the opposite of that is even scarier. Not showing up, not showing who you are. And whatever your platform is, it doesn't matter. Whatever way you choose to showcase what's inside of you is unique to you. And you know what I realize? We need more artists and creatives and scientists and medical doctors who want to be that. We need people who choose to show up because they trust that their gift can do something. And it doesn't matter if we have enough artists or creatives or writers or poets in the world. If you want to put your art out there, if you want to show that what you did matters, even if it's just for one person to read that post, just do that. Because I think not doing it is too much of a price to pay. Like, I want to see what you worked on. I want to see what's been festering inside of you. I want that to come out. I would love to see what you worked on. Because the truth is, not everything works for everyone. And the way something is written in a particular way, with your voice, with your special skills, with your words that you put together, or the art that you create, can resonate with somebody on a very different level than even something similar than something has written or something has created. And older I get, I truly feel and believe that we are actually interconnected and we are supposed to help each other throughout this process, whether that's through art, poetry, or whether that's just showing up who we are authentically as ourselves. I think it's very interesting because at the beginning of my 20s, I felt I needed to fit in. I felt that I needed to mold into the society and become one of it. But now, my late 20s, I feel that because I'm trying to be as authentic as I am, I'm actually weaving that path for other people. I'm creating a new narrative, a new paradigm in which it is okay to be yourself. It is encouraged. It is celebrated. And we need that more than anything right now. We need people who choose love, joy, and authenticity as a new leadership, who choose compassion over power, and who choose being themselves, and who choose that as their fuel for activism or for being in the world through whatever ways that might be. So let's make more art and love, and let's create a world through which we can be ourselves, even if it's just around your community, because that's where it all starts. I keep coming back to the idea of Ubuntu because I remember when I first discovered it a couple of years ago, I felt that no other word can ever encompass how I feel in this world. The idea of Ubuntu, this beautiful philosophy that came from Southern Africa and beyond, and has been very much popularized by Nelson Mandela and Archbishop Tutu, talks about the idea of interconnectedness and interwovenness, that we are dependent on each other, and that is our humanity. But there's also individual responsibility to show up and use our voice so we can create a new paradigm, we can create a new shift in this world. And yeah, so I urge you, and I urge myself to just create more spaces in which we can feel like ourselves. So go and make that art. I want to read your poem. I want to see what you did with what you got, because I can tell you no life experience is ever wasted. Thank you.